You know, normally with these Ryuga Gotoku games, I tend to pre-order them once they get listed in the stores, but none of my local stores have the physical versions available for pre-order yet, so I have to wait a little bit. But for $9.99, that's honestly the price I was more or less expecting for a game confirmed to be on the shorter side. Not gonna lie, Kiryu's got a little bit of drip with this cover. Nice to know that no matter how old he gets, the man is still rocking it with the looks. Now, generally speaking, I can't exactly say that I'm surprised that he came back despite Yakuza 6 supposedly being the end of his saga. It was obviously was going to come back, at least to me. Even if he continuously steps down from the role of the main protagonist, as long as there are still stories taking place in this universe, he's gonna keep coming back. He's way too influential for them to just pretend like he doesn't exist. They can kind of do that with the Judgment games because it's a different series, but not with the Like a Dragon storyline. Now with that said, I'm not entirely sure what this story is about. Funny thing is, when I first watched the initial trailer, like several months ago, when Kiryu was assigned to a mission that involved escorting someone, I naively thought they were referring to Watase and maybe we would see kind of like a behind the scenes of what happened during the events of Yakuza 7, and maybe it would serve as a build up for Yakuza 8, but that's not what's happening here. The person Kiryu is escorting is someone else entirely, which I kind of like. I'm actually glad this trailer didn't reveal too many details because I'm all about the mystery when it comes to Ryuga Gotoku games. I'll say one thing though, this could be the first Yakuza game that might not take place in Kamurocho. The reason why I'm saying this is that, well, for one, if Kiryu roamed around in Tokyo, that would be very fucking dangerous, but also because I didn't see Kamurocho in the trailer. I saw Sotenbori and Yokohama, but I didn't see Kamurocho. Maybe I'm wrong, I might have missed a location shown in the trailer, and even if it wasn't showcased, that doesn't necessarily mean that Kamurocho will be completely absent in this game. Even if it's just for like one mission, it still could pop out, but I don't know, it's just a little theory that I have. One thing I will say though is that if they do bring back Sotenbori, maybe they could try to expand the area a little bit, because I don't know if you've noticed in the previous Yakuza games, but Sotenbori actually has a few areas locked compared to how it's depicted in Yakuza 5 and 0. I don't have the highest expectations for this. I think they're just gonna asset flip and recycle it like they usually do, but I would appreciate if they could expand it just a little bit. Also, Kiryu has a new fighting style, which is nice. I think it's gonna be pretty fun to explore the agent style, which is how they refer to it. And I'm glad they're sticking with the approach of including more than one fighting style. Something else that also makes me feel pretty happy is that it seems like they're sticking with the Dragon engine, which I'm glad, and I would have been a little bit disappointed if they went with Unreal Engine like they did with Ishin, but I think that may have been an exceptional case since it was sort of like a pseudo remake, remaster of an old game, and maybe Unreal facilitates the process a bit more, but I'm not sure. Also, while I haven't heard very good things about the performance on the PS4, one thing I can guarantee is that if Ishin went with the Dragon engine, there's no way that game would run even slightly above 30 FPS. Which would have made for a pretty jarring experience when you take into account the much smoother frame rate in the original Ishin. Now of course, since Like a Dragon Gaiden will also come out for the PS4 and Xbox One, I don't have very high expectations for anywhere near 60 FPS. The truth is, this engine is just way too much for those systems, but I'm sure it'll run well on the PS5 and Xbox Series X when you pick performance mode, and if it's anything like Lost Judgment, the visual fidelity that is sacrificed by picking performance mode is pretty negligible. But other than that, I don't think there's much for me to comment on. The only thing I will say is that whatever story this ends up being, I hope it justifies involving Kiryu. I want a story that could have only been told through Kiryu's perspective after he erased his name. Meanwhile, I have to start speedrunning my Yakuza series playthrough. For a while, I was playing Kurohyo Ryuga Gotoku Shinsho just fine on my PS Vita with the English subtitles mod. But then the game started crashing for no reason on a specific mission, and look, I love this game, I really do, it's pretty darn fun, but if I can't move past this one mission, likely due to a bug with Adrenaline, I'm just gonna have to start moving to Dead Souls, which is what I've been doing these past few weeks, and I'm close to finishing it. I'm sorry, I'm already several months behind the Ishin remake, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to hold off on Like a Dragon Gaiden when it comes out. Besides this, I think that's all I have to share. You're gonna expect to see more content on this soon, and I hope you have a good day.